Hey guys, welcome back. It's Nate Rio here from NateRio.tv, and in this episode of Nate Rio Interviews, I have a special guest. His name is Dale Bundy. Now, Dale is a unique online marketer, and unique in the fact that he's 78 years young, as we like to say, and Dale has made over $40,000 with his online business. So, really incredible story. So, I want to get right into it today. Also, a little bit about Dale. With his online marketing program, he uses the My Own Business Education affiliate marketing program. He just earned a brand new car, a brand new Hyundai Sonata that's paid for each and every month because of the results that he's getting in his affiliate marketing business. So this story today just goes to show what can be accomplished when you put your mind to it at any age, regardless of your background, your skill level, your demographic. So I want you to pay close attention. And without further ado, all right, let's get into it. How are you doing tonight?
Very good, Nate. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, Dale, now you're a diamond consultant with Mo, but let's kind of go back to the beginning. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your history and kind of how you started with business and, you know, what you've been doing for the past 78 years?
I won't go back to day one, but let me just start with
That sounds
high
good.
school.
Cool.
I graduated high school in 1956. I went to San Jose State in aeronautical engineering, which, as it turned out, was a bad mistake for me. Got through 3 semesters of calculus, and I found, no, this is not for me at all. So I went over to San Jose City College, took a course in accounting, and said, aha, now I'm on the right track. So I dropped out and had to go to work, and found a job in a company in the accounting clerk. And after several years, I found that wasn't going to take me anywhere. So we're now in 1960. I decided to join the Air Force and get some traveling in and get my head straight. Because I've been trying these obstacles all the time and overcoming them. And I won.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. I finally got out of the Air Force, went to University of California, Berkeley, graduated in 66, a good 10 years later. And I went to work for a CPA firm in San Francisco. Took the test a couple of times. Had a problem with practice because Cal Berkeley was very theoretical, but that was no problem. I finally passed it, and they said this was not the place for me either, because where I was going, the clients had problems in their procedures and processes, and we couldn't tell them anything better. So I said to go into manufacturing where I could take my hold on things. So I joined Kaiser Steel, went through several departments.
Yeah.
And went on from there. Had a big breakthrough. We would always go remote job entry to the big computer in Fontana, and we had to wait overnight to get our results back, so that's no good. So at that time, IBM came out with their Matrix software and a System 3234. So I said, let me try this. They said, go ahead. So as it turns out, it worked out very well. We switched over completely to our own internal computer system, and right after that, the rest of Kaiser Steel, all of their divisions, locations, also moved over to the same thing that I had developed there and where I was. Well, Kaiser had problems, so I moved on, went to an aeronautics type company as VP controller. Did some changes there, changed the software that we were using there, and moved on from there to another company in electronics. Got to go to Hong Kong a couple of times on that. And then one thing led to another, and it was time for me to retire. So I did, and I wanted to remain productive and be responsible for what I was doing and take on new challenges.
Yeah.
So I looked around, and as probably everybody does, Googled, how to make money from home. So I did, and I soon found out that there was a lot of obstacles I had and a lot of challenges I had to overcome by doing that.
Yeah.
I went through a large number of programs, cost me a lot of time, which I had plenty of, and a lot of money, which unfortunately I didn't have because my retirement had been kind of devastated in the late 2000. I'm sorry, the early 2000 2008 period And the
Yeah.
401 took a dump. The retirement plans took a dump. And so I kept trying to find the program that I could make some success from. So I went into a number of programs, as I said, all the gurus that, basically they were rehashing how they made money back in the days when it was easy to do that. And a lot of their videos were not even up to date as to what things were happening right now. But I kept looking and kept looking. And finally, November 3rd of 2015, they opened up an email and it said something to the effect that a multimillionaire wants to partner with me. $49. I said, well, shoot, $49 spent a lot more than that in the other programs. So I did. And I went through the 21 steps, of course, and as fast as I could. And roughly late November, I went to Platinum. And right away, and the titanium platinum can buy. And then I live in Los Angeles, and I see there was an HPS thing being held in Hartford, Connecticut. So I flew back there in early December for the weekend to go through the HPS thing.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I saw, as I saw in the 21 steps, this was exactly what I had needed. I wish I had found this program about 2 or 3 years earlier, but I finally did. And HBS just solidified it for me with the event team and going through everything. So I immediately went to a diamond at that point. That was in mid-December.
Okay.
So I was now a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. So now, going back, now you had said that first off, you had a few obstacles and challenges that you first noticed. And I'm assuming you were looking in the online marketing or online business niche. Do you recall what some of those obstacles that you thought you were going to have, kind of right from the get-go?
Yes. What little success I did have, Nate, was on a very small commission basis on all the front end stuff because the gurus were taking all the back end stuff for themselves. So when I did make any money, it was peanuts, so to speak, and they didn't have any real coaching, any real mentoring, any real training at all. The only thing I did pick up was I did learn the hard way a lot about internet marketing and what it was all about.
Yeah.
And got into various aspects of what you needed to know and the information that it was there that could help in internet marketing.
Yeah. So with your you had an accounting background and an industry background, did any of your skills translate into anything that you were doing at the beginning there?
What was the last part?
Yeah, did any of your skills that you acquired from your upbringing in your career, did any of that transfer over, or were you pretty much starting from scratch?
Oh no, from the accounting side of things, that was no problem. But from the learning the techniques and how things were done, using WordPress, using autoresponders, how to do Facebook, all that. That was all. That I learned going through the about 4 or 5 years of trying to achieve some success and some financial success in internet. So that's I learned the hard way, those things during that 4 to 5 year period on how to do marketing. Although it didn't pay me anything to speak of. I also got into MLM stuff. I was in Empower Network, which was a farce. I'm sorry, it was no good. It didn't have anything at all like what we're seeing in Mode.
Yeah.
I didn't stay in that very long because I could see that there wasn't anything substantial as to any kind of a program, business-related, purpose type of thing. Okay, so I immediately got out of that. It didn't cost that much, but it did cost me a bit, about a year.
Right.
But and I learned from it. I learned what to look for when I really found something. And when I found that $49 thing, I said, hey, I went the 21 steps right away. I went through those, even though it was kind of a rehash in some cases, but I still learned some things. And one thing I did learn is that there is definitely a real purpose to the business of doing it.
Right.
So that stuck with me. Right.
Yeah, and I think that's good for people to hear that, because we all see on the front end, well, Dale has success, Dale makes money, but you really put in the time and you trained and you learned the business inside and out up until this point, up until recently when you started really cashing in, so to speak. Is that true? Is that correct?
Yes. I got into a lot of done-for-you programs that didn't amount to anything at all.
Right.
Again, there wasn't anything substantial behind those programs.
Yeah.
So, but I really ran the gamut as far as looking, and I looked and looked and looked, and finally did found.
No, that's good. So I think at what point along this process, because I think we all go through this, we get started in this business, online business, that is online marketing, affiliate marketing, whatever you want to call it, and it seems like such a pipe dream on the front end. And then at some point, something happens where we think, wow, this really works. This is a real business. Do you remember at what time that was, even if it was before your time with Moog? Like, where did you have that aha moment that it was, I know that this business works, I just need to get it to work, and it's not the system, it's just my skills and the things that I need to learn. Do you remember when that point was?
Well, other than the fact that I was learning an awful lot about it and not making any money at it, I still saw the real benefit of being in this type of a business, entrepreneurship and whatnot. And I just kept searching until I found something that would make it continue to work for me. My failures I had, yes, I did. And my wife always said, you're not going to do another one of these. I said, don't worry. I've been over these obstacles before, all the way through my life, and I'm going to find something that's going to work.
Right.
And I guess the aha moment was when I found Moog. And I was able to overcome the challenge I had faced when I partnered with Matt and Moog. So I guess really that would be, I finally found my purpose, my product, my company, my business. So.
Yeah, one of the things that I picked up right away is when I first was introduced to you, and I know that we haven't met in person quite yet, and that time will come. But from my workings with you online and Skype, and then doing some projects with you with your funnels and whatnot, I noticed that even coming into this, you've already had an established website put up, you had a blog put up. Now, were you able to do a lot of that yourself, or did you have a little bit of help with that, or how did that process go for you?
Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, because I was moving along in my young age, I wanted to hit the ground running.
Yep.
So I bought the 35M. We sell good traffic, and I also found in the back office something about Fast Start,
yep,
where they would create a funnel for me.
Okay.
I wanted to have everything in place, so I didn't have to waste the time to pick up this new. I had never done funnels to speak of. They were always given to me, okay.
Right.
And I am learning funnels now, okay. But I didn't want to take the time to devote to designing a funnel that would work. And so Fast Start, they did the funnel. They also did the autoresponder series of messages.
Yep.
So that worked out very well, and that got me right off the bat making a lot of. Well, I grew my list.
Yep.
I had a list of about 1,200 from my previous life,
Mm-hmm.
and so I've added about 3,000 now We sell clicks. We sell good traffic. Uh, John Raspa's nice overhead. Uh, I've gotten some of those, and so yes, I've got. My total list is 4,200, but 3,000 of that is from while I was with Modem.
Right. Okay. So you were able to then take advantage of some of the marketplace products, things like that, where you saw maybe a gap in your training and your education, and
Yes.
with everything that you learned, you were able to find out what you needed, and then kind of go to the marketplace and find a product that was going to help where maybe your skills were not deficient, but you kind of knew exactly what you needed, and then you were able to find a solution there.
Yes, and I found out even more when I started going to the masterminds and what I needed.
Okay.
So
yeah, if you want to talk about that, Dale. So here we are 7 months later, about after when you got started with Mob here, and you've really taken the bull by the horns, and you've attended a lot of live events. So yeah, kind of walk us through that experience of going from titanium, then over to platinum, and then the diamond, and kind of what you've picked up along the way.
okay, well, I guess that really started when I went to when I flew back from LA to the East Coast for the HBS session. That really solidified what I felt was this program was all about, and just made it. I definitely was going to go with it. That's why I went to Diamond.
Yep.
Fortunately, titanium was the first one, so I kind of went through the as it happened to be. Titanium was at Marta. Yes, that was where Raymond Aaron had spoke.
Yep.
And I had already sensed that I wanted to narrow in on the baby boomers. Actually, I preceded the baby boomers. That's 1946 to 56.
Right.
But I saw that there was a real need because a lot of my friends are having problems with their retirement. My last few years in the business world as VP controller, I had the same problem with the retirement plans, taking a drop from what they were previous to that. So I had chosen that as being my way of handling things, of finding a avatar. And
call from 85585.
And so Raymond Aaron was a speaker there.
Yep.
And so I got his program, and it was to write your book.
Right.
And so I did, and he was going to do the forward of it. But when he saw my stuff I was submitting, he decided he wanted to co-author with me. I said, "Oh, fine, that's great. He's a top 10 New York seller."
Right.
New York Times. So that's fine. So I took that and did the writing, and they kind of blessed it over, and I just got my proof of it now, and it's coming out late June. No, it says late June. Probably the 1st of July. It's almost out, and so it's called Baby Boomers Retirement Guide: 9 Steps to Passive Retirement Income. Now, and fortunately, Matt was kind enough to do the forward for me with that. Originally, it was going to be Raymond Aaron, but he decided to co-author with me instead. So I was able to. I asked Matt if he would do it, and he said sure. So it worked out well too. So at Titanium, I also saw that I needed some help with virtual assistants, so I hooked up with the 123 with Davin.
Yep.
And that was definitely a godsend because I knew I couldn't do everything. That would just take up too much time. Even though I still spend 10 to 12 hours a day on everything, learning this and learning that, and getting this going and this and that going. But still, I just push off the other busy stuff to them. So that worked out well too. From Titanium, that was in February. March was the super thing in Vegas.
Yep.
And then Supercharged. I went to that and met some it's just fantastic. The people you meet at these events, they're there, especially the big top earners. They're there to help. They're there to help us and give us advice on how they do things. So that worked out well. And then about a week or two later was Fiji, which was the platinum.
Okay.
So that was the next thing. And again, I got to see a lot of people that was from Titanium. Got to see some from Supercharged. Got to see meet new people. There were the speakers are just absolutely wonderful. And I'm really sorry that one died on his way back. That he was. I had a talk with him on the plane, and he was just a wonderful guy. He was coming out with something brand new, and that was a terrible thing. But anyway, after that was March, and then April was my I call it my coronation, my diamond thing, and that was in Jamaica, as I call it, Jamaica. And so that worked out quite well also. And we went through all that picture taking and recording and whatnot, and just waiting for everything to be put together, and then we'll get it. So that worked out very well.
How was that experience doing all the filming for you and putting together your funnel?
Oh, that was an experience. Most of it I was able to get recording here, but my recording here wasn't that good. I just moved everything out of where I was into what was a spare bedroom. It's now my office, and I'm still rearranged. But it's much better now for me to be recording things right here. I couldn't do it before. Right. But it was a real experience. It took a great deal of time. I can't believe Susan and Jennifer and Tasha. I don't think she ever sleeps. She's just an amazing person. And fortunately, there was a guy there called Solomon who did a lot of the videography, and we'll get to that when we talk about the car thing. Okay, so no, it was again the interaction, the mixing with them, discussing things with all these people. It's just I miss not being able to go to every one of them right now. To just continue networking with them. So
now you mentioned, for those of you who don't know and are listening to this this call here today, so you mentioned you're getting to work close hand in hand with New York Times best-selling author Raymond Aaron, and then he typically writes the forward in the books, and so your new book, again, the title of that is Baby Boomers Retirement Guide: 9 Steps to Passive Retirement Income. So Raymond Aaron, he typically will write the forward in that program, but he actually volunteered to co-author that with you. And I think what was really neat is in his place to write the forward, then Matt Lloyd volunteered to do that. So that's great. That's some awesome connections made along the way.
I figured if I had a New York Best Times author, the co-author, then it wouldn't hurt at all to have Matt also involved in it. It just adds more credence to the thing. So yes, it worked out very well. Thank you.
That's awesome. So you look back 7 months ago, and you're still kind of trying to find your own in business with online, and then you discovered Mobe, and then now you've gone to some events and you've met some pretty spectacular people, and you got a new book coming out, so that's awesome. You mentioned in there as well, and we'll cover that now, is you are the recent recipient of a brand new vehicle, Hyundai Sonata. I know that you picked up through the Mobe Motors program. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that experience and how you discovered that you want a car, and how that all went down.
Yes, I got a call and it said, oh, right. There was
Is that the call Matt made to you?
There was a pretty good sized commission of 10,000-12,000.
Right.
And Matt was calling me about that. No, let's see. I'm missing now what the.
You'd have gotten an original call letting you know you got the car, right? Or you
Oh,
can,
yeah, yeah. Matt was calling me with the idea of I was going to get a car now because I reached a certain thing and by figures and then that's when he told me that I had the $12,500 commission. Yeah, that's what it was.
nice. Awesome. So now, so what, how was that experience then to go pick up your car? And then, what have you been telling everybody?
I told everybody that like in my company career I never had a company car. And that Moab, after 6 months, I have a company car paid for. It just fantastic because BP controllers, unless you're sales or something like that, you don't get a company car, okay, unless you're CFO or something like that. But so that was wonderful. It's something I had never had before of all my previous lives with different companies in my business career. So that was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. Yes. And so I went down. I had a 2013 Sonata, and I looked at their 2016 Sonata. It was fully loaded, and I says, "Oh, you gotta get this because it had the GPS. It had you could see where you're going when you go backwards. It had lane change, everything, power, everything." So I said, "This is fantastic." And then I had arranged for someone to do the videography. So I contacted Motors and said, "Okay, who do you suggest?" So who did they suggest? Solomon, the same guy that was at Jamaica on doing the videography on us for our funnel. So he came and he loved to fly the drones.
Yeah.
So he went over to the golf course where I played, and we snuck on. And he did a lot of drone shooting and other shots there. And he said, "I need one more." So we went over to the first hole, and this guy comes driving up, and he said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "The photo shoot." He said, "Well, I'm in charge of all the golf courses around here, and you didn't get any permission at all to do this photo shoot. You're the first right now." Well, I'll tell you, it's the first time I've been 86th off a golf course.
That's
But,
awesome.
fortunately, it was the last shot that he wanted to take. So all the good shots were already taken. And he just went. He did a heck of a job on the video for my car. I think it just turned out real well, and I thank him very much, Solomon.
Yeah, that was a good video. That was very well made. Really good. Obviously, they do great production quality over there. Those guys that manage that, and then you did a great job yourself with the kind of explaining the business and telling your story. So that's awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
I asked them to do something on the way I looked and take about 10 years off, and he didn't do that though.
So photo editing, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So now, one of the things that I also picked up on, even just in the conversation with you here today, is at this point you're very you can tell you know what you're talking about when it comes to this business, with terminology and things like that, with really understanding that process. So how much of that do you think was attributed to going and mingling with the top earners, 6- and 7-figure earners in the online business here at some of the events? What were some of those experiences, or maybe you can speak on some of the people that you were able to network with and meet at some of these events?
Going through the 21 steps and going through the supercharge and whatnot, it was all very good. But networking with these top earners is just the icing on the cake, Nate. They're in the top $10 million plus is just there, and he's so down to earth type. I couldn't believe it, and so was Shakir and John Chow and Adeline and all of those people. They're just you talk to them and any questions? Well, yeah, the answer. I said, fantastic, thank you. And So yeah, it's definitely they are not they're there to help us, the rest of us, and they sure do. They get up on stage and they talk about things, and that's good too. But mainly it's the interaction when they're not on stage, and we're just walking around or having lunch or having dinner or something like that, and you sit with them and talk with them. They're just opening up, and it's just fantastic. It's really the icing on the cake that they are the way they are, and they're not above us all, except they are a certain amount of money. But as far as they're being there to help us, exactly what they're there for, and they do. Can't say enough about how they come about doing that. Just fantastic.
Yeah, that's great, and I hear that from a lot of people. It's they're just regular people like you and I, and they've just worked hard and put in the time and the effort into their business, and they've seen the results. And our business is grown by helping people achieve and reach their dreams. So I think it's the more you can mirror what they're doing and treat others with respect and help them grow, it's all going to be to the benefit of everybody. So that's great. With also with that, Dale, now you have you've made about $40,000 with Moog. You've you've done this, and I think the burning question is, because we have a lot of people doing very well and getting sales early on, but to really help those people that are just getting started, or maybe they think, well, I can't do this business, I don't have any skills, and then they see Dale, 78, and doing this business. What advice would you recommend to people maybe that are struggling, or they haven't got to that point yet where the light bulb goes off and they see clearly what they need to do and what they need to focus on? Maybe you can talk about that.
It has to be a mindset, because if they did anything at all, checking on things, make $30,000 in 6 weeks, or it doesn't work that way. It's possible, yes, but unless you're going to put the time and the effort in to go through, especially the steps and all that, to learn what has to be done, it's not going to happen automatically. You just can't sit there and say, okay, I'm in your program now, and I want to make this money. Give it to me. No, you gotta go through the ropes and learn and be dedicated and have the mindset that you are going to get into this and you are going to make a success out of it. I've had enough obstacles in my life, and I finally overcame them with Matt and Mo. So it's possible. It's just a matter of even my wife doesn't. She's not 100% with me yet. She's getting closer and closer and closer. But she says, look at all the failures. Look at all this money you spent. I said, no, it's not spent. It's investment. I invested it in myself, in us. Yeah. So it's yes, there's going to be some, yes. So it's just, you invest in yourself, you invest in your time, and you invest in the right people and the right programs, and it will happen. It's happening to me right now. I'm going to be on that cruise in December. There's no doubt in my mind about it.
Awesome. That's great. So you're talking about the Leaders Cruise. Excellent. So we look forward to having you there. What are you doing day to day now? I know you got some. I do want to swing back and talk about outsourcing in a second. But what does your day to day look like right now? What things are you working on with your business or trying to improve on?
Right now, I'm trying to put my computer back together again because it crashed. The hard drive went bye-bye. And fortunately, I have an external drive, and it's just a matter of putting everything back on my computer now. So that's been a problem because I had a mirror image, which is Windows 10. They sent me an 8.1, and it did work. So now I'm doing it, piece by piece myself. So other than that, I'm working on getting into the IMF things going out. And I got Stephen Bransfield coming for my 3-day consultation, mentoring on July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, which I know is just going to bootstart my work from there. getting his training and whatnot.
Right.
Just going to take even more than it has now. But
Excellent.
again, that's another great thing that Matt is doing by taking these people. Steven's fantastic, and Yannick is, and Ian is a natural. But another thing that Matt has done is to to provide these this type of people to help those who are coming up through the ranks. A lot of them, they never got into internet marketing. They don't know, anything to speak of, So it's great. And I've seen some of the remarks that people that these people have gone to, and they said, "Oh, this is great. I'm glad he's here. I'm glad he came." Again, another organization would not have come up with anything like this. And again, Matt, you're just fantastic.
Yeah, and the cool part about that too is, so you're talking about the mentorships, obviously, that we have here at MOB. So where we have people, can come out to your home and spend 2 or 3 days with you, and really have an intensive boot camp, so to speak, to kind of work on some things to get your business rolling. So the cool part about that is, as a consultant as well, when your clients buy that it's a commissionable product too. So with products like that, it allows us to make even higher commissions, so up to, I think 12, 15,000. I think, didn't you just recently get a sale on that too from a mentorship?
Yes. Yes, I did.
So what was that, 12,500 you earned on a mentorship sale? Excellent. That's great. So then, I also wanted to ask you on, I had this written down here on, outsourcing, because and again, everyone's doing it, because it's impossible for one person to know all the aspects of a business. So, what have you done with outsourcing then? Like, what kind of projects do you have your team working on?
Well, I was assigned as one person, and I can't think of her name right now. But anyway, she was real good. I had her doing research on articles and videos on baby boomers and that type of thing. Again, fitting right into my avatar thing.
Okay.
And
Cool.
because of her knowledge, she even went into both Facebook and Twitter,
Yep.
and found groups that were within that, which she then took my articles that I had and the videos and played it out to them in their groups. So that worked out real well. Again, it's getting my avatar knowledge of those people back to me, okay? And so it will work out, much better when they want to find out about how to retire with passive income. So.
Excellent. Well, that's all good stuff, Dale. So again, here, guys, it's the Elite Earners Call. We have Diamond Consultant Dale Bundy, who's earned about $40,000 with his online business here with MOB, and he earned his MOB Motors card. And we also learned today that Dale has a brand new book coming out. It's called The Baby Boomers Retirement Guide. And Dale, you said you were looking at that launching right about the 1st of July. So what's kind of on the horizon for you? What can we expect from Dale? You said you're going to go to the Leaders Cruise, so that's good. What else do you have coming up?
Well, of course, my diamond funnel will be coming up as well. But certainly with the Stephen's expertise in Facebook, I'm kind of switching over to Facebook away from solo ads, because I can target better than the solo ads. Not giving up solo ads, I'm just going to be concentrating on more and more on the Facebook ads, and not only for IMF and all that, but also for other stuff of mine as well. So again, I'll be pushing the baby boomer retirement thing throughout, and the funnels that I will be creating will be along that line of it'll be an adjunct. You go into it, then you come up to this page. It tells all about the problems with retiring baby boomers and whatnot, and then it goes to, let's say, MLR or something else, okay, and or silver or gold or whatever, okay. So that's what I'm going to be shooting for, Nick, is designing my own funnels. And I think Stephen is the one that's going to be able to set me more in line with being able to do that, okay? And then I'll be designing the funnels that will be more centered toward going after the retirement of baby boomers, and even the younger people that are, the Generation X and whatnot, because they're running into problems now. Also, some of them are getting, like Ian, he's younger than me, but he was, we don't need you anymore. He was a great guy at work, so it can happen. So I just want to be there to know that, hey, there's a way of, you can still make some great money and you don't have to worry about it. So,
right. Yeah, that's good to identify that avatar. And, I always say, look around and I heard this from Matt, so I didn't make this up, but he said, look around when you're at an event, look who's there. So look at the demographics. So yeah, I think that definitely helps with your targeting, and, being in the demographic you're targeting is definitely going to help. So that sounds like a great plan.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, great, Dale. We really appreciate you having you on for this call. I hope everybody learned a lot. I'm sure they did. I know I did. What I like about you, Dale, is you get to work and you put things into action, and you actually you talk the walk, as we say. So keep up the good work, and look forward to more good things coming from your end. Okay.
Thank you. Looking forward to meeting you in person next month or two.
Awesome.
Also, Nate.
Yeah, very good, Dale. Well, I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, thank you much.
Yeah, take care. Bye now.